Hello Hunter, and welcome back to my walkthrough of Monster Hunter World. Today we will be taking on the Great Gyros before continuing on with the story, Great Gyros, Fanged Wyvern. A monster that scavenges for meals dropped from the Coral Highlands. It acts as the alpha leader of a Gyros pack and sports giant fangs that paralyze its prey. Taking down lesser Gyros will make the rest of the pack scatter, and should be the top priority. Breaking the fangs of a Great Gyros will make its paralyzing agent much weaker. What it means is that smaller Gyros will constantly attack you as you fight the Great Gyros. This can be annoying because their combined paralysis can be a problem. This isn't a particularly difficult boss, it just has an ace up its sleeve. Head, legs, and tail are fairly weak. Head and legs can be broken, the tail can be severed, its elemental weakness is water, and it's susceptible to sleep. Now, usually I fight this guy with a sword and shield, but let's see what happens. I just want an excuse to use this, this jet-powered greatsword. I know this greatsword might not seem like much at the moment because with its low affinity and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and I keep forgetting. There are my skills if you want to take a look. Forgive me for that. I've been hunting Arc-Tempered Nergigante on my main. Got its armor set. I was trying to roll through it. Now I'm trying to take down some of these other guys first. I was hoping I can get closer. Oh well. You can sever this thing's tail, so... Oh, I was trying to do the shoulder charge there. Some of these little guys. One of the little guys got me. I need to sharpen soon. Oh! I know that sound. Hello, beautiful. I don't care who leaves. That was a good hit. Would have been better if I hit its head. Oh. Well. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm guessing this monster isn't the greatest monster to use a greatsword on. I wonder if I could still cut its tail off before we end this. Yep, I tried to shoulder charge there. Is he gonna... Nope. I thought he was gonna body slam me, but he didn't. Assuming it's a he. I don't know if it's a he or she. Oh, whoops. Put that away for now. And it's down there with Clifford. Alright, puppy, go away. There we go. Figured he would do that. I'm afraid if I start charging up, they'll just paralyze me. Alright, there they go. Look. Give me that first and foremost. Hey, puppy. Oh, is there a... Yeah, there is right here. I don't know if that keeps them away or not. Oh, get out of the way. Really? I don't think that's gonna work out there. Oh, that was good. Sweet. Alright, now that that's done, it's time to talk to the third fleet master. As you can see, I look quite different. It's because aura's changed up quite a bit. Probably should put away that glider mantle. I'm going with bleed resistance because we are going to encounter a boss that does cause bleed. You've seen him already, but still. Effluvial expert. This means I won't like take damage from that gas, the effluvia gas. Health boost, ice attack, because my sword and shield here has ice element. Divine blessing, yep. So you can read that if you want. So quite different from what I've used before.
Now is the time.
There have to be traces of Zora Magdaros down here somewhere. I have a feeling I know what the Rotten Veil is.
I don't think that, yeah, that is. Star jerky. Now I didn't show this before, but earlier this part of the veil was blocked off so we can get down there. Or down here, I guess. Oh.
Nothing can stop us. Wait, I'm going to. Here!
If you walk into these acid pools,
Figured it out too, haven't you? What the Rotten Veil really is.
you'll take tick damage. So,
Is this a pool of acid? Yikes! Don't touch it! Look!
what sort of investigation would I have gotten from that?
The traces! But
I know we've reached the bottom. But what happened to Zora Magdaros? There's no place else for it to go. I think we should split up and look.
What are you doing? Whoa! Don't stop! Keep going!
we can't leave her! No, she can't hold that thing off. We've got to help her.
Odogaron, Fanged Wyvern, a terrifying monster that scours the Rotten Vale for carrion. Its highly aggressive nature means that anything, be it monster or man, is a potential meal. Odogaron's nasty claws cause heavy bleeding and should be avoided at all costs. Use meat to lure it into traps, stagger it, or coerce it into bouts of rage to tire it out and make it easier to deal with. This thing is fast and aggressive. It's better to use fast weapons against it because it moves around so much. As the note said, this thing causes the bleed debuff, which will drain your health the more you move. The best way to get rid of the bleed effect is to eat a Stera jerky. If you don't have any, crouch down and try to avoid Odogaron as your wound heals. When it heals, you'll gain a health recovery buff for a short time. Weak points are the head, front claws, and the tail. The head, front claws, and back claws are breakable, while the tail can be severed. Odogaron doesn't really have any heavy armored parts, so this thing is kind of a glass cannon. Elemental weakness is ice, and it is very, very susceptible to paralysis.
I hope she's okay.
Hunt and I'm confused as whether excuse me. I was never really sure whether to call it Odogaron or Odogaron. A lot of people like to call it that. But this is the first monster in the game that can cause bleed, which is what that Astera jerky's for. If you eat that while you're bleeding, well, you have the bleed effect, then it'll cure it. Now this is quite a squirrely monster. Now I'm gonna have to get the information from my future self, but because I don't have it yet. But what I can tell you, I know for sure, is this thing is elemental-wise, it's weak to ice, but status-wise, it's very susceptible to paralysis. So I have the ice, my cat has the paralysis. Okay, you can cut off its tail. Now, one thing I will say is that Odogaron is, I think, I'm having trouble deciding whether or not it is, but it's probably my favorite of the new monsters that they have released in Monster Hunter World. I just love this dog. Not necessarily because of the way it looks, because, like, I mean, I think this thing is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful to me. And you would think, why? It looks horrendous. It looks horrifying. Well, it's not so much the way it looks, but the way it moves. Its animation to me is just beautiful for what it is. Plus that crimson red color, it's like, ooh, oh sweet. You know, I just love this thing. Kind of sad that its armor is a little lackluster. Not in terms of looks, at least not on the female version of a hunter. Doesn't have the greatest stats in the world though. But as you saw before, I had bleeding resistance on my armor. And this is one of 2 monsters that have the bleed effect, that can cause the bleed effect. I think it's only 2. Go here, buddy. Take at least a little bit of paralysis from the toad. Never mind. right? And it wears itself out pretty easily. I can't see. Alright, I got it. That's what I was hoping for, was a knockout. Keep it down as long as possible. And as my cat attacks it, hopefully it will build up some paralysis. Case in point. See, just the way it moves is really cool. Another weapon I love fighting with this guy is the switch axe. Just take this for good measure. I wonder. Nope. Never mind. Oh, I meant to hit him with this move. Okay, never mind. Ouch. Alright, cool. Pretty neat boss.
Where is she? I thought she'd be with you. I'm going out for another look.
No, you're not.
You're okay. I was scared to death.
All right, easy, easy. I'm just glad that you're not hurt. Thank you. I was planning to hide until it moved on, but, well, you saved me the trouble. Now, that's enough. Now, we had a deal, don't you remember? Did you learn all you could about the Veil? Now tell me everything. What did you feel out there?
I think the Veil is where the monsters come to die. It's their graveyard, and this whole land is a vast ecosystem revolving around it.
Here. Come on. You're right. The Veil is where monsters come to rest. They sense the end and make their way here. Their bodies become nutrients that feed the coral highlands. From death rises new life, which after a cycle returns to the Veil to die again. It's an ecological marvel. One that easily dwarfs any I have ever seen.
Yeah.
But, have you really considered the important question?
What's that?
Who's at the heart of it? What monster could serve as the nutrients for a system this large? What's the mystery behind the Elder Crossing? You know the answer.
They die here.
Bingo! An Elder's death is the catalyst. The Veil is Zora Magdaros's resting place. Or at least it should be. The clues are all here, but Zora is nowhere to be found.
It was drawing in energy, storing it as it moved on. Was it trying to deliver it somewhere?
I don't know. But I know who might. The first Wyverians have lived here much longer than us. Seek them out. Look, it's raining life. If only I could live another 300 years. Maybe that would be just long enough to see the end of this changing of the guard. Friends, you go finish this. I want to stay here a while longer. See what death has to give and life has to bring.
That's a cool picture. Alright.
Good to see you. You can do this!
The first Wyverians might be able to tell us where Zora Magdaros is.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that quite yet. A lot of people want to talk to us, so let's do that real quick.
Yo.
Vitality Mantle. What that mantle does is basically give you an extra life bar, if you will.
Good to see you. Good luck.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with it. Deliver 2 lumps of meat. Okay. Just talk to everyone. Hello.
I've got new stock in.
She's just saying she can make the alloy armor. Or sell it to you, I guess. Alright, we took on a Great Gyros, ventured further into the Rotten Vale, and then we took on one of my favorite monsters of all time. I think that's a wrap for this episode. Next episode, we will be touring the entirety of the Rotten Vale. Until then, happy hunting.